Anybody got a drawer like this in their craft room? I have a whole drawer full of doilies. So I think I have an idea for it. So after a recent purge of my stash, I had way too many old wooden windows. So I actually sold some. I gave some away on a free pile. I kept some and I'm like, y'all, I gotta do some. So windows. We are working on windows in this video today. Hopefully I can share a new idea with you of what to do with them. I'm just gonna start off by cleaning it with, I'm going to back this window so there's a backing to it. So I wanna just get everything cleaned off, just Dawn dish soap, hot water. You can see that it's not necessarily a pretty frame, so we are going to be painting it. Okay, so this is a piece of shiplap paneling, just white, and this is what I'd like to back this window with. Not everybody has shiplap back walls, but I thought it would be a nice backer for it before painting the front of it, and it just fits. So I just have to get it cut down. I'll be using the bandsaw because I don't use table saws, y'all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some wood glue, some Titebond Quick and Thick, and then some brad nails to hold it on. Since it's already white, I'm not going to worry about painting it. I have a can of shellac, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it on. That way I can put on a nice thick coat because I know it's just going to absorb in this very, very raw wood. You can see, look at how quickly it's absorbing in. Now I'm going to be doing some Sweet Pickins milk paint to get a chippy look. So my main base is going to be Cheshire, which is a light, very vintage green, but it might be lighter than I want it to be. So I'm going to do 2 scoops of that, a half a scoop of basil, attempt anyway, and then a half a scoop of In the Pickle. So I have 3 total. So if you've not used Sweet Pickins milk paint, it is a powder paint as you see, and then you mix it in with equal parts water. This is just room temperature tap water. I just have it in this bottle. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix it up. See if that's the color. Oh, yep, that's the color I was thinking. Gives it that old-timey green color. Now you stir it for 2 minutes, scraping your sides, scraping the bottom. You can use one of those immersion blenders if you want. I just like to feel that everything is all, and it'll bubble, it'll aerate. That's what it's supposed to do. We're looking for a crackling aged finish. Now that it's thickened up, we're just going to start getting it on. So hopefully it won't absorb right in because of the wood being so dry. Hopefully the shellac is what absorbed in, because I'm hoping for a crackling finish. I'm going to do this end piece and then I can flip it so I can see the other end. So I can make sure that I got it all covered. Well, hello, gorgeous, gorgeous crackle. Gorgeous. We're going to go ahead and wax this now. We're going to use some aging wax by Fusion, seal in our paint, darken it up just a bit using aging wax. Right, I did not seal this in, so it will darken it up a little bit, but I want it to have that dirty patina. Like dirt has been on it, it's been out in the weather. Then it's really going to get into the cracks and crazing going on there. It's always a wax on, then we'll wipe off the excess. Okay, now time to take the tape off. I think it'll look really good with that white background. I do. I think it looks good. Oh, I like it. And you know, you can hang this type of window either way. So we're just going to go ahead and get the glass cleaned up. Now I am going to change out when I'm doing a hanging system either way. I'm going to hang a wreath from this, but I'm changing out to some longer drywall. Usually it's just a short squatty that would only go through that MDF board of the paneling, and I don't want it just to pull on the paneling. So I need to pre-drill a hole to make sure that it's going all the way through. Well, I guess not through. I don't want it to go all the way through, but I don't want it just to pull on that paneling, the shiplap. So that way it has, like, yeah, the others would have just been that thickness. This is definitely a piece that could hang either way. I mean, shiplap kind of is like, you know, but it's all good. Just in case not everybody has the same amount of space, and they might be looking for a piece for a certain size. So I do that with mirrors too. I like to, if it's something that can hang two different ways, I like to do that. Now this is just 17 gauge wire, which seems to hold these heavy windows in this. I have not had a problem. So 2 wires, either way. Next one is a full pane. I already cleaned it. You can see the reflection of the lights above us. So I'm going to flip this over. So it's just a big window. It's got the hardware on it. I'm going to be leaving the hardware. There's hardware on the top and the bottom. I think it's fun character. But for this one, I am going to make the whole thing a mirror and then put like some kind of image on the front side. I thought that would be fun, but I'm going to do like an aged mirror. I've already cleaned my glass. So now what I'm going to do, I have a spray bottle, just a Mr. bottle, and it has distilled vinegar, straight vinegar, nothing's mixed in with it. And I'm going to spray over the entire window with that. And then I'm going to go over it with mirror effect. And then
dry the mirror effect, and then for whatever chemical reaction, the vinegar does not dry. And then I take a shop cloth that's no lint and dab off those water spots. I have to mask up, so I needed to tell you all this first. Not so much for the vinegar, but for the mirror effect. We want it to look like an aged mirror. Now we'll just let that dry, and you can use a heat gun to help it along. You can tell how it dries. And as long as I don't hold the heat gun there forever, it doesn't really dry the mirror or the vinegar. So now I'm just going to go back in. Oops, hello. And then we're just going to dab off those water spots. Or, well, they're not water spots, they're vinegar spots. But if you do that when it's wet, when the mirror effect is wet, you'll get like crease marks from your cloth. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that it's not that cloudy. And then I'll do this 3 times to really get that good mirror going on. It just kind of looks like a cloudy mess, but you can see my reflection. It is mirrored, but I like to, I'm going to seal it in, well, back it, I guess, with some black enamel spray, and that'll really make that mirror pop. My black is dry now, and I'm going to go ahead and seal it in with some polyacrylic. Even though I'm going to be backing this, I just want to be able to seal that black paint in, seal everything all in, and give it a nice protective coat. I'm trying to match up some paint colors, and this is that Rose Botanical. And because, you know, the windows are all different sizes, I thought this would be really pretty just having it in the center. You could even go lower so it looks like it's coming up, but I kind of feel like the center. Yeah, of course I've used this pack, so I'm just kind of seeing what big. I just imagine florals. I'm gonna do a little match up here. So I definitely think that artichoke matches. Oh, olive does not. So it's going to be a little bit on the darker, but I think that's okay. It'd be a great statement piece. And I'm not worried about sanding or doing anything to it. I'm just going to apply it right over this. We're looking for that perfectly imperfect. Okay, I said I wasn't going to put anything on it, but I want it to crackle and I want it to stick, so we're going to go in with some shellac. Paint set up. My shellac is dry, so time to paint, which is probably going to take 2 coats because of how dark it is and to cover up that white, but that's okay. So you can see, even though it's crackled, which I love, it still needs a second coat. Not that it's going to stop that crackle. We don't want the crackle to stop, but there's thin spots. It's just it's not enough paint. And as you're covering over those beautiful crackles, you're like, please come back with that second coat. So I'm going to use some aging wax. We'll see how much it sticks in there. I'm not sure if it will, if it won't. I'd like it to. cover up a little bit of that bright white there, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's all good. Okay, wax on, wax off. I'm not going to rub like really intense because I want it to kind of stay in that crackle. And it is, yay! So not so much of the white is showing. Now we can take the tape off. Not that stuff doesn't get it underneath because it's a water base, or but just makes it less that I have to clean off. To get the overspray of the shellac, I just spray on the glass cleaner, rub it around, use my little scraping tool, and it'll scrape right off. It's not any big deal. Now I have to make the decision. This one or this one, but I think it's going to be this one, but I don't want like all those were. To make it easy on myself, I will just scrape off those before sealing them in, because I measured to the size of the paper, which would be a little bit easier. I probably need to turn off my fan. Oh, that could have been bad. That'll just make it easier. A little too much wording, I think. I think. Do you like the wording? I don't know. It'll be too late by the time you see this to tell me. I'm going to take my other paper. I'm just going to rub on it, make sure that just because it laid down doesn't mean it's necessarily attached. Looks like I had a little bit of rippage, but it's okay because this is aged. It happens. It is a little hard to seal the transfer in that you need to seal in, so I'm just using some fusions in clear wax. And then I'm just going to take my finger and try to keep it on the transfer. Yep, just wipe off the excess. I'm going to use some double stick tape. We're going to cover up the back to protect it. So just some contractor's paper, which just looks like it's just fitting. Woo! Your method of using a power sander to... Just putting some hangers on. And are you doing your job right if it goes in the first time? My next window is a 3-pane brown right now, And then somebody put a hardware pole on it. So I'm going to hopefully be able to get through this paint to get it off. Hopefully. Of course it's flatheads. Of course it is. That have been painted on. Okay, well I got one spinning. Almost. Flatheads don't spin very easy. We'll pray for the best for this one. Come on, baby. I'm just gonna be working it. The metal, always something. Always something. Oh, and it's countersunk. Welcome to my life. The life of a flipper. Okay, I'll be back with you when I cussed a little bit to get the screw out. What I'm doing is I'm trying to chip away at the paint that's keeping it there, and I'm trying to get enough of where I can grip that screw that is already stripped. Even flatheads, yep, flatheads stripped too. This is the oddest. Oh, there we go. The holes were so big, I had to end up pulling it all the way through once I finally folded the nut enough to get it out. Oh, okay. We might need a filler there. We got a hole. Well, I definitely was not expecting big old hole. I mean, look at those all the way through. I think you could see me all the way through there. Oh my gosh. So, this is the back side. This is the front side. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of Bondo to fill those in. Wasn't expecting to have to do that on a window, but that is when you are flipping secondhand finds, salvaged finds, expect the unexpected. That's all I have to say. Might have put a little too much hardener on there because it's blue, but that's okay. Wrong thing that I was going to scrape it into. I didn't really want to sand this, but I'll have to. Nice thing about Bondo is it doesn't take too long. There's a nail hole here. I might as well fill that hole in. Why? Well, I've got it. So to cover up and make crackling finish, I'm going to be doing flour sack, like the traditional white, even though this one isn't white. So we're going to do 3 generous scoops of white. And I want it to run a little bit thick, so I'm going to see what two waters will do. I'm just going to get my Bondo. The longer you let Bondo sit, the harder it is to sand. So as soon as it's not dry, 5-10 minutes, let's go ahead and sand it. Try to wash it off. I wasn't planning on sanding it, just shellacking it, but once those holes were Once there were holes, you know, something different there. Okay, we're taped off. I'm going to spray some shellac on here. It will scrape off with the scraper off the window, so I'm not too worried. This is just so like the paint doesn't completely pool up. Time to paint. And I'm kind of putting it on thick to get that chippy, hopefully not have to do too many coats of white. I can be patient, let it dry. And it has some amazing crackle. Thank goodness. I say shellac. I don't know any different. I am going to see my white paint and I'm going to use some weather defense. I think I'm going to sand this one a little bit. Okay, so here we go. We have some doilies, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to lay out some doilies. I'm probably going to back it with something. And then my curiosity would be, like, I think I have to soak them in watered down Mod Podge to get them to stick. Well, I think I don't want two of the exact same colors right next to each other. I did like a half and half, like a cup to a cup of water, so I'm just going to stick it in there. Put gloves on or I'll be picking glue off my hand all day. All day. Try not to drip it onto. I will probably have to cut some of it off. Okay. And there you go. Squeeze it out. I'm going to put it in the towel because it's just too much. Hopefully it sticks. If you made this project, let me know what you used to adhere them down. All I saw was a whole bunch of pictures on Pinterest when I Googled it. Nobody's told their secret. They didn't tell their secret. Okay, so we are attached. Pretty much dry. I need to cut off the excess. A lot of them that I saw were like, they didn't have any backing, but I just feel like it needs some, I mean, it is pretty. I just feel like I need some type of a backing. Tester out phase. Well, actually, nope. Nope, don't love that either. Oh, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Everything that I have been trying, I went and got some feed sack pieces, which this one there is still a little too close to that, so it makes it go away. But I do have this piece that I've used before on the other side, and I don't think it distracts. I think it still makes that one pop. That one really does pop. Now the hard part is the lining. Trying to make the lines, and I'm not going to stress myself over it, that's for sure, because these kind of sacks always stretch on you. So for this one though, I have to use hot glue. The tape won't be enough to hold it. So I'm doing the same thing on the back of this because I feel like there isn't a wrong way to hang.